Welcome to the Brother Side Podcast. I'm Alex.
I'm Justin.
Today we have a special guest. I like saying special.
Yeah,
Rachelle
everybody's special.
DiFonzo. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. She's stealing my taglines.
Yeah, those are his sound effects. He gets mad.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, how you doing today?
I am awesome.
Are you?
So happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
I figured you're awesome because we're drinking the claws.
We always talk about
laws
drink
with
of
the
choice.
claws.
So why White Claws?
Well,
There's always got to be a story with the drinks.
Because quarantine 15.
Okay.
So I love Belgian beers, but they're super strong and I have to drive.
Yes.
Okay.
So I went with White Claws. If I'm out to eat, I'll get a vodka water with cherries.
Ooh.
Really? I'm a vodka drinker, so I don't think I've ever had that
So
one.
what's your vodka of
Cucumber
choice?
vodka. Cucumber vodka water.
I have had the best drink called Make It Rain.
Ooh.
And it was cucumber vodka, mint, maybe something else. Oh my gosh, so good.
Where'd you get that at?
They're not open anymore.
No.
But you can.
They weren't making it rain.
I'll find the yeah.
Where do you get yours? Costco?
Drought.
No, Hy-Vee. It's Prairie vodka. It's made in Minnesota.
Yeah, I like cucumber.
Yeah,
Super
it's
fresh.
so good. It's super fresh tasting.
But yeah, I'm all about less sugar possible.
Yeah.
Quarantine 15.
Sure.
Yeah.
Get it where you can.
Exactly.
We drink Truly at home. We drink Truly. I don't know. White Claw's always been a little sweeter, and my wife likes a little less sweet. I don't care.
I like the black cherry. If I do Truly, I like the mixed berry.
Yeah.
Is that what
Mixed
we're
berry's
drinking?
good?
No, this is White
This is-
Claw, black
Black
berry.
Blackberry.
Black cherry.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good.
Feel free to have
Whatever
me
does the
endorse
job,
you since I
right?
know your name. Yeah.
So Rachelle, is DiFonzo, that's Italian.
It's Italian. My husband's adopted,
Okay.
but his father's parents are from Italy.
Italian.
I know, you just, I'm horrible with words. That's why I love podcasts, because I have to talk and
Yeah,
like,
right.
grow and do cool things I don't do. Small town in Italy, and wine, pasta. Yeah, so cool.
Awesome.
Have you ever been to Italy then to see his home country, hometown?
I went to Italy on my honeymoon. We went to Rome and Venice, but I have not been to his hometown.
No?
But that would be on my bucket list. Traveling's like my jam. And I was cut off when I started my business because you went from like a generous salary to hoping you might survive.
It's part of entrepreneurship.
So I really miss, but I love Europe. Like I would love to live there. I hope my daughter studies abroad and I can just travel. You take the overnight train and different food, different culture.
How many times have you
That's
been to
my
Europe?
jam.
Yeah, seriously.
This sounds like
I've
you
been to
like
Europe
live there.
No, I've
You
been
know,
there
I've never
twice.
actually been there. I just thought about it.
The first time I went by myself, I was 20, I think.
Like backpacking sort of thing?
No, so my best friend.
You ever seen the movie Taken? That's how that started. You were 20
Yeah.
with your girlfriends.
Actually, when I went, there was a movie about hostels, and I stayed in a hostel in
yeah.
Amsterdam with over 100
no.
people in one room, and I met these gypsies.
Oh, no
That would
way.
be so weird.
I did not watch the movie. I have enough anxiety as is. Like, I cannot handle those kind of things. Like,
Right.
The movie was called Hostel, right?
Yeah.
Is that,
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, they're
100 people in one room.
Bunk
like, how big are these
beds.
rooms?
Sounds
Like
like
army
an
barracks?
orgy.
And it does sound a bit
You know,
like
when
an orgy.
not,
Sorry.
you're the tangent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
I just,
it's just
100 people
you,
just.
you struck a chord with them there.
So
with
my
the-
best friend had an exchange student from Germany. We called her the Germ. Don't tell her.
Okay.
I didn't.
Flattery.
That's not nice. And so her father, someone was getting married. They invited my best friend. She's like, do you want to come with me? Because we were travel buddies. And I was like, yeah. And their mom said, it's too stressful. I already bought like a $1,500 plane ticket. And I'm like, I'm going by myself. I was 20. I didn't tell my parents.
No way.
So I went to Germany and then took an overnight train to Paris. I had never been on the L, never been to Chicago, New York, and I'm going to Paris on like the biggest subway
Great place
system.
to learn.
Right.
They don't wear deodorant. I'm like nauseous.
When you say they, you mean the French or
The
Europeans? Is that
I think Europe in general.
Just not
is
big on
like
deodorant?
that. I
I
don't
think
know.
chicks
get
have
that.
armpit hair too.
How
Don't
cute.
they?
Some.
I don't know.
I think they do.
We're
They do,
generalizing
they do.
pretty big here.
Yeah.
Deodorant, armpit hair.
Clearly, you guys are not cultured.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
No, I was born and raised in Omaha, and I don't get out much.
Yeah, we don't leave too much.
Born and raised in Omaha, lived here my whole life, but I love to travel. Oh my gosh.
So you didn't finish the story. So you made it. All was good.
So I got in Germany. Was so flustered getting on the train. Someone stole my Eurorail, which is basically your train I had paid for my whole 2-week stay. But I got insurance, which was good. Someone stole all my cash in a different scenario right before that. So I had no money. Thank God they didn't steal my passport. So I get to Paris on this overnight train, and I'm looking for my hostel. I'm starving because I haven't ate. Find my hostel, get some cash, figure things out.
How'd you
Go
get
get
cash?
pizza, an ATM.
Okay.
They didn't take my credit card. I know, they didn't take my credit card or my passport.
She wasn't in Amsterdam.
Yeah. Oh, true.
Oh, I've been to the red light district.
I would like to hear stories about that.
I'm sure you would. And so I like go smash all this pizza. Pizza's my favorite food. I'm like, oh, I'm so starving because I didn't eat for days. I didn't have cash. I didn't know what I was doing. And then I'm walking back to my hostel, and I shit my pants in front of a homeless person.
What?
Because I have a very sensitive stomach.
left
Traveling,
field.
they have different bacteria and food and ingredients. And so I get to my hostel, throw my pants away.
Yeah.
It's a community bathroom. You have a locker key, like
Yeah.
not private at all. Worst experience ever.
So this wasn't a shart. This was a.
This is
shit.
full on. You
I
couldn't
had
hold it
no
back.
idea it was coming.
Just
My stomach was like, what are you doing? Like, I was so hungry.
Oh my lord.
smashing
That's-
pizza, dumping your pants.
Yeah, so from there,
Europe is great.
I went to Amsterdam.
Europe's
Amsterdam's my favorite because they speak English. They're nice. French people hate Americans. I was also spat on
Really?
just because I didn't know. I mean, they
French
could
are
tell.
assholes.
You know, I was not an experienced traveler. I was just like, I'm doing this. And they're like, ooh, I'm lucky. I'm lucky. I'm very lucky in general. But I learned so many lessons, excuse me. But that's how I learned how to listen to my instinct instead of my impulse, which has been huge as an entrepreneur because that's scary.
Yeah,
Sure.
oh, yeah.
Like, I didn't drink the whole time. I lost so much weight because I like couldn't eat, and I was walking and I didn't drink, and I was like, oh, this is
And
terrifying.
how long were you there for? You said 2 weeks?
I think 2 weeks, maybe a week. I don't
Wow.
That's good. I could see,
That's
especially
ballsy.
when you're traveling, you tend to be impulsive because you're like, oh, just having fun. Drinking is usually a part of that. But listen to your instincts. Maybe I should do that more. I don't know if I have any. It's usually the booze talking.
Yeah, the only time I went out, I did drink one time, and that was in Amsterdam because I felt comfortable with my hostel fellow people. I mean, they're just such good people, and I got offered candy.
Ooh.
It was not candy.
Yeah.
Brownies.
My friends were like, no.
The brownies. Those aren't pot brownies, man.
More like
Those
a
aren't
sticker.
hash brownies. That's that classic Dutch bakery.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
did that.
Did you?
I don't like how they mix it with tobacco.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, that's no.
So not my jam.
No.
Me neither.
But it was super fun. So I did that with my best friend. We had a layover in Amsterdam before we arrived in Hamburg, Germany.
This is the same trip?
Same trip. Because we
Okay.
flew together because I was supposed to go with her. And then I was like, bye. And then
Yeah.
I met her and we flew home together. And I was like, you will not believe. And this was before social media, Facebook's like, I don't have pictures. I don't have.
Did you
Maybe
lead,
you don't
did
want
you,
pictures.
when you were telling your friend about your part of the trip, did you lead with the shitting your pants story?
No, I led with my stalker that I had to get a hotel in France because I had a stalker and I had to get out of my hostel.
You had a stalker. You shit your pants. What was the other thing that happened?
I got robbed 3 times.
Robbed?
But I wasn't robbed at gunpoint, but I don't know what else you call it.
Pip,
Like,
one was-
someone
pickpocketed?
stole my phone.
Europe sounds so awesome.
Yeah,
You're
what
just
would make you
selling
wonder
it.
why
No,
you
it was
would go
because
back?
I was young and dumb, and I want the experience. It was priceless. My parents will never listen to this. They will shit their pants.
Yeah. So what did they say when you got back? They had to have known.
They
you
had no
went.
idea. I was just saying I went to a wedding with my friend.
For
So,
2
because you
weeks.
must not have been living at home then.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I had an
Otherwise, they would have
apartment.
known, like, oh, yeah,
Do they-
Rachelle's been
they
gone
don't
for
know
a
the
couple
full
weeks.
story?
I told them I was going.
Oh, you did.
To
Okay.
this day, they don't know the full story.
Oh my gosh, no.
Oh, really? Are they like super strict?
Yeah, are they conservative? Like, they would not.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Yeah. I was a rebel growing
Rebel?
up. So my
Slightly
Karma, my
rebellious.
daughter, I have a 3-year-old, so I'm terrified. Karma, she is a ninja. She just like, oh my gosh.
You know what though? The stricter you are on your kids, the more they rebel. So if you're not going to be that hardcore on her, she probably won't be that bad.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that'd be great. Have a nice relationship.
Did you hear about
Yeah.
like these Catholic kids that like grow up super strict and then they go to public school and high school and just, go nuts?
Catholic school's naughty.
Yeah.
Are we talking about
I-
the priest or the kids?
Yeah.
Oh.
That sounds like there's more stories there. Were you a Catholic school?
My husband went to Catholic school.
Okay.
Scott in Omaha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends. So I knew him in high school, and then he went to St. Louis University.
Oh, yeah.
Came back to Omaha for a job, and we met at Dundee Days.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where all relationships seem to happen.
Yeah.
Dundee Days is fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember when you used to go there every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been in years. Do they
I
still
don't
do
even know
it?
if they have them
They did it up this year because
yeah.
it's the worst year ever.
Right.
because of the Rona.
Dundee Days. So what were you impressed about with old Cliff? It's Cliff, right?
Clifford.
Clifford.
The big red dog.
Oh my God.
I'm sure he's going to listen. He's like, I hate those guys.
I already hate him. I haven't met him. What a dick.
Oh, he doesn't listen to these things. Yeah,
No.
he's like, what are you doing all
Yeah.
day?
What's a podcast?
Yeah. So you're going to be on the radio?
He's an accountant, so very different personality than mine, and
Is
but we
he-
have a lot in common.
Is he introverted?
You think?
A little bit, yeah.
But I love him long time.
So he must be. Is he into traveling and pizza and
Oh yeah,
yeah? Is he kind of your travel companion? My wife's kind of my travel
Absolutely.
companion.
I used to travel a lot more than him just because I had way more vacation and stuff.
Right.
And before our daughter turned 2, we took her everywhere we could because it was free.
Right.
So now we're both cut off. But now everyone else is. So
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now's not the time to travel.
Why'd you give me that look when I said my wife's a travel companion?
I don't know.
Because
I
it sounds
just-
so cheesy.
so cheesy.
Well,
I think,
it's
I
true.
think he's
Like,
jealous.
Her and I, we get it. We
bit.
travel really well together. We have
So
similar
fun.
interests.
And
we
unless
like to
it's
do similar
snowing,
things.
you do not travel well together.
Unless it's snow. Well, she's a terrible rider in the car when it's snowing.
Co-pilot.
Just grip, white knuckle, just screams at the slightest,
I've been in the car.
imperfection. That it's just
Has
so.
she tried Xanax?
Yeah, she needs some. When we drive in the mountains in the winter, it's just
Tranker.
brutal.
That's me when I go to the dentist. Like,
Yeah,
Really?
I'm like, can you just put me?
just put me
To
down,
sleep?
knock me the hell out.
Like, I'll pay.
I don't
Yeah.
want to feel anything. Yeah, I don't know anybody that likes to feel stuff at the dentist. Seriously, just numb me out. I don't care if I'm walking out drooling. Who cares? Like, I'll
That's
slobber
you
all over
normally.
myself, but I knew I had a good experience in there. I was in Candyland.
All right.
So, yeah, what did we start talking about?
Yeah.
We're
We're
at the
talking about
dentist.
traveling and tranking your wife.
Oh yeah,
on a trip.
Drinking my wife. Yeah, so I was asking about your husband being a good travel person to go with. Wow, that was stupid.
Yes. He planned our honeymoon. I planned the wedding because I'm like, let's divide and conquer. It's too stressful. We could never work together.
Yeah.
Where was the honeymoon?
Europe.
Okay.
So we went
How many
to-
times have you been there?
Twice.
Okay.
So we went to Rome and Venice. So Rome, that's the most I've walked in my life. And he's so cute. He has this little compass. In Venice, I mean, it's not like straight blocks,
sounds-
it's like squiggly.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so that was cool. And then we went to London and Lucerne and Zurich in Switzerland. Zurich is the most expensive place in the world, I believe. We were there
Jeez,
like
yeah.
one day, but fondue is like their jam, and we didn't even do it because Chinese food lunch was like $40 a plate.
Wow.
But the hotels were really cheap. So it's where London, they're super expensive and the food's cheaper. So it's just, I just love new experiences. That's my jam, you know.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you there. We were planning on next year's our 10-year anniversary, so we were planning on going to Europe, and we were going to go to Venice.
You and your wife?
Yes, my travel.
You're pointing at
companion.
him, so.
Oh, I am kind of pointing at him.
Yeah.
He's not invited. We were going to go to Venice, like northern Italy, like wine country, and then Croatia. That was the plan.
Croatia. I
Yeah.
have a friend that went there. Oh, beautiful.
And I have a friend that went there with his family, took his kids there, which I will never do. But
Oh, no.
they ruin vacations. Anyway,
Yep.
we were gonna go there, but you know, the Rona, we just can't like guarantee that everything will be open. We'll be able to do everything. So we're gonna put that on pause till next year. But neither one of us have been. I
Well,
keep
it's
pointing
so
at you, but me and
cool.
her, we've never been to
Yeah.
Europe.
The Euro Rail can take you so many places. So you take an overnight train, you sleep in this super cute bunker, and you wake up and you're just, you know, it's so cool.
So that's how you
I
got
need to
around the
go.
country, was through the Eurorail? You didn't rent a car or
And
anything?
flying. No, we hired someone. I mean, it's just,
Too stressful
Crazy.
to worry about.
but we definitely want to go to Venice because eventually it'll be underwater.
Right.
And so for our anniversary trip, we went to Turks and Caicos because they have, I think, like the third largest coral reef in the world and the #1 beach rated by Trip whatever.
Regular beach
TripAdvisor?
or nude beach?
Ugh.
Ooh.
This was before Corona quarantine 15.
Right.
No, but it was a regular beach. But
Okay.
Boo.
so I'm
Boring.
Nobody wants to see that saggy.
No, on a nude beach, you don't. Rarely is there anybody that like you actually would be like, oh,
yeah.
there's
swing,
some,
swing.
yeah. I haven't been actually, so I don't know.
I've heard.
Well, when we were in Jamaica, remember we drove by. Alex was there on this
Yeah.
one.
Oh yeah.
A boat. We were on this giant catamaran, probably 100 people, and a boat comes by the other way. It was like a pontoon with the top level, and on this, it was not heathen. It was like
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I've seen a hedonism resort.
hedonism. It was
In
hedonism.
Jamaica.
Yeah, and they go
Yes.
by, and these guys, you know, naked,
Yeah.
just, you know, thrusting their
Dancing.
hips and dancing, and there's like 15 dudes and 2 chicks on
Yes.
there, and they had a water slide off
Everyone's
this
going
thing.
down.
They're going down, you know, spread eagle, and I was just like, how do I get on that boat?
wait. I just heard you do the math. 15 to 2. Just like, give me more of that.
I'm kidding. I'm like, give me another drink. I
Yeah.
just saw something I don't want to see.
Or you didn't see something because I was like, holy cow, that's a dick.
Yeah.
So traveling's my jam. I've been over 15
Anyways.
countries.
Yeah.
Costa Rica is my husband's favorite. Ziplining in the jungle was insane. I'm
I've done that.
Yeah.
I've done it in
terrified of
Mexico.
heights. Oh my gosh.
That's fun.
Scary.
Can I
Yeah.
get another
Heck
drink
yeah.
over there, please?
I would love that.
So,
Oh, you got to tell me about what I brought you. Hello.
oh yeah.
We haven't
we
talked
got-
about my
Yeah.
my company.
She-
we got to get on task.
Yeah,
let's,
sorry.
Let's
we,
get to
Why am I in charge?
we were
here?
talking
Rachelle's-
about
Because
hedonism.
I'm a mother.
Rachelle's company. She owns Details by DiFonzo. It's a mobile boutique. Bow, bow, bow. I'm actually a customer.
Yep,
You can
you've
just
used
hand
it.
them. Yeah, we just can't like flash them around. Yeah, I've used her services, and I'll let you elaborate on what all you do.
What details really does.
All right, well, I'll start from the beginning. So, I worked at Sprint over 8 years, worked full
I
time,
bet
went
that was
to.
an awesome job.
Clearly, you didn't listen to my first podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, working with the public is obnoxious. That will be my first book. My second book will be about giftology.
Okay.
And my ghostwriter will write them because I'm not good with words. So, anyways, Sprint, 8 years, worked there. Went to UNO full time, got a major in business. Marketing was my minor. And
Same.
Yep.
I had the same.
sweet.
Same stuff.
Yeah.
Sweet,
Not for
sweet.
me.
No.
For him.
Go on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And so then I went to work for ConAgra, and I loved it. The average tenure there is like 25 years. I thought I'd retire there. So I was a supply chain analyst.
Okay.
Sounds super boring.
Supply chain is so complex. It took a long time to just get the big picture. And so I was on the Walmart team. So I was basically in between ConAgra and Walmart trying to make them both happy, while Walmart just like beat me with a stick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
can
know,
imagine.
because
Just-
everything's my fault no matter what.
Right.
But it was really cool because I worked with transportation, marketing. I mean, just such an awesome experience. So I worked there 6 years, and then when ConAgra moved to Chicago, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They moved their corporate to Chicago, laid off 3,000 people.
Yeah.
They sold off their private brands division, and so I was acquired by Treehouse Foods. So Treehouse Foods hired 280 of us, I think. Worked there 2 years, and then they exited and let us go. So between Sprint and ConAgra, so many layoffs, acquisitions. I was sick of having a rain cloud of layoffs over my head. My husband is in accounting, smaller private companies. He's been laid off twice since college. And I was like,
Clifford.
Listen here, Clifford.
Have a drink. We need to talk. I said, I want to start my own company. I said, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's going to be, but I know I can kill it. And he was like, is this a hall pass? I'm like, no, I'm not you. I'm not going to sit in my underwear and watch Sports Center all day.
Right.
Like, I'm a workhorse. I love to work. And he's like, okay, I trust you. You're the most organized, ambitious person I know. Let's do it. I said, give me 2 years. We'll constantly reevaluate. And if it doesn't work out, I'll go back to ConAgra, get laid off again. I know people will hire me. Like, I have a very good network. And he was like, let's do it.
Wow.
Whoa.
And so now it's been 18 months. I have zero debt. I am killing it. I have over 100 clients.
Yay!
Cheers.
Cheers.
All
Clink,
direct referrals,
clink.
organic growth.
That's awesome.
So there's a lot to that. So number one is I'm doing a fellowship at the Startup Collaborative. So that's a nonprofit through the Omaha Chamber of Commerce. It's a program created by founders for founders to radically improve the odds of startup success, because most startups fail. There's 15 levels. If you complete the whole course, it's a pre-seed fund. They'll give you like $50,000 or something.
Nice.
Did they tell you to plug this? You got real
Yeah.
serious
No.
when you
Yeah.
said that. You're
No,
like,
they-
Startup Collaborative, Chamber of Commerce.
They have given so much to me because I'm not good with words. They helped me with my mission statement. They helped me with everything. And I'm only on level 4 because the next level is creating my website. And they want me to strictly do client appreciation. And I'm not comfortable with that because I'm also doing employee appreciation, which is only growing because people are working at home. David Brown, the CEO of the Omaha Chamber of Commerce, you know, they're working on Silicon Prairie, getting all these tech companies in here, which they actually care about their employees and they do employee appreciation. And I have consumers that spend way more than some of my clients that just want $25 all the time, you know? So I'm not comfortable with that. So we agreed to disagree, and I'll continue once I kind of figure it out. I gave myself 2 years to kind of build this foundation, protect my brand and my reputation. And next year's about scaling.
Okay.
This year's about making it through the year.
Yeah.
Question mark?
Making it through 2020.
You know, and then Christmas is huge. So my fourth quarter is always
All the holidays.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People feel much more generous around the holidays, typically.
Everyone does Christmas. I
Yeah.
tell my clients not to because my job is to help you differentiate yourself as a professional. And everyone, they all do gifts at Christmas. So I suggest something small, custom ornament. I always am strategic depending on your industry, your budget. But if you do an ornament with all the family members, their name, and they reuse it every year, they think of you, you're top of mind, didn't cost that much, do an ugly sweater Christmas card, and then
I don't think of
do
that
things
stuff.
throughout the year. And most people don't, and that's why I have been so successful, because I create a value.
Right.
So a lot of my clients were already spending the same amount, but now they can outsource it and do zero and get better products because I'm well thought of in advance of what I'm doing
Right.
instead of them ordering.
They're not winging it.
Yeah, a fruit basket or something.
You're looking at me like,
Yeah. Alex is.
Yeah,
You
I'm
just
like-
looked at a.
I'm just
like,
melting over
you're
here.
just squarely in the eye. Looked at a fruit basket guy. Is there an edible arrangement around here?
No, and those are
Flowers
cute.
are edible.
It's not that they don't have their place, but like originality is not.
It's the
Alex's
thought that
forte.
counts no matter
Is
what.
it yours?
I'm better than you. Well,
Give me your
I would
best
say,
gift.
I would say this.
They're not competitive at all.
Mine,
Yeah. No.
mine are usually trips. Like when I'm in doubt, I'm like, let's go somewhere.
Let's spend $3,000. Yay.
Well, like for example, Erin's 30th. You know, I did not. She did a surprise party for my 30th, and so I didn't want to do a surprise party for her 30th because I'm like, well, you did one for me. It just.
Did you ask her what she wanted?
I also did that.
So I took her to Mexico.
Did you ask her what she wanted?
No, I wanted to be surprised, but it wasn't really a surprise. I'm like,
Fail.
how about we go to Mexico for your 30th? And we went with another couple. So and it was a blast.
That's fun.
So yeah, it was fun, but it's nothing like what you're doing, where it takes like legitimate original thought. And man, I'm just not creative in that space.
Creative.
So I got a bunch of shit. You just admitted, man, I'm just not creative. You suck.
Yeah,
That's like my stress release.
we
being
gotta.
creative.
We probably need to take our break real quick.
Oh yeah, let's take a break and thank our sponsors. We would like to thank Nebraska Brewing for providing the ever-refreshing Ale Storm, the official beer of the Omaha Storm Chasers. We would like to thank Code 99. Do you need a certification in CPR for work, school, or for medical practice? Call Code 99 at 402-618-9004 to get certified today. And we're back. We were just discussing your business and how Justin and I are terrible at getting our wife's gifts.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where you come into play. And
Yeah, I did it.
Sorry, guys.
That was my knee.
oh,
Amateur hour.
we're hitting the desk here. I'm a customer, and
You are one of my clients, and I love it because you just let me do whatever I want. You just
Yep.
tell me what you want to spend and when you want it, and it's always spectacular, correct?
it is. It works out great. But
Surprise and delight.
she is surprised, but she's catching on that it's not me.
Oh, duh.
Well,
she,
if it's-
she knew that from day one.
The
If it's
first
too
two,
good,
the
yeah.
first two, she's like, okay, nice work, and now it's like consistently good, and she's like, all right, who's doing
Yeah.
this?
What's going
Where'd
on
you
here?
buy shred? Paper
Yeah,
shred.
yeah. She knows the shredded paper, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, you would never do this in your gift. I'm like,
I've shredded paper stockpile now because I just love
She's
to
like, are you
include it
gay
in
now?
our gifts.
Like, did you?
yeah. When did you?
Are you trying to tell me something with
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
awesome gifts?
right. I'm
When
just
are you
trying to be a
coming
better
out?
husband.
So
So I would
Your
like
business.
to tell you about my business. So it's very difficult starting a company that I didn't know what it was going to be. So I started with my logo. And so it's like, okay. When I started ConAgra, he said, my boss, he said, if you could do anything, what would you do? And I was like, I don't know. Who gets to do what they want? Like,
right,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
the American dream isn't that.
Yeah. Exactly.
it's much more complicated.
It's very complicated, and being an entrepreneur is extremely stressful, and I have excellent circumstances, and I still did not sleep the first year. I'm starting to sleep, and I don't have debt, so I can't imagine for people that make this huge investment
Sure.
how they even survive.
You get over it.
So I joined a networking group. I had 4 months between when I knew I was getting laid off, started my company, until I was laid off. And I was giving my job away. So I had time to invest, and I was making money. And so that was very helpful to get this runway, even though I didn't sleep. So Celebration Company, I love to entertain. I love to party. I love to give gifts. It just makes me happy. I'm happiest when my house is full and I can feed you and get you tipsy and we can talk and there's not a care in the world.
We're coming over after the show.
Yeah.
Too.
My husband loves to smoke stuff on his smoker.
Does he have a Traeger?
He has a
Pit Boss?
one of those like
Green
spaceship
egg.
ones.
Green egg.
No.
Green Mountain.
No.
Weber.
No.
Broiler. Blackstone.
Charbroil?
I don't know.
Charboil.
We have a Weber grill.
I don't know. We're just...
That's his.
TP.
That's his job. I have
Are you
different
just, you're just making stuff up?
responsibilities.
TP.
So,
Logs.
anyways, I started networking, and it was really challenging to talk about a company that didn't exist and you didn't know what it was. And so, my
Where were you?
original concept was a mobile gift boutique. So think of a food truck concept,
Sure.
and then I sell handmade local gifts from other people out of this trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought a trailer off Craigslist, half the price of a new one. Already had air conditioning, electricity. My dad and my uncle decked it out. It looks like a little mobile shop. It's super cute. The wood was used from the original barn at the original farmers market on like 108th and Center.
Cool.
Oh,
I
that's
love
awesome.
something that has a story and that is repurposed.
Yeah.
You know, as Midwesterners, we're all about value.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like a
And
good
so
value.
eventually, you know, it came to me why I was doing this. So I was born in Council Bluffs.
Kentucky.
Yeah. I knew you were
Home
gonna-
to Farrah Abraham. Backdoor.
something.
Yeah.
Teen
Yeah.
Mom, I don't know.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. Teen Mom.
Oh my God.
That's all I
Teen
know about
Mom
Council
was
Bluffs.
my guilty pleasure show until I got
Oh.
rid of cable. I only have Netflix.
Did you
That
like
was the
keeping up with
worst.
the Kardashians?
Oh my God, they're trash.
Yeah.
you watched
but
it.
you.
I did watch
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Ah, you're just like Justin's wife.
Yeah.
I
loves.
I need
Trashy
my own
TV.
Bravo
show. Like,
TV,
they
the
need
ETV.
more authentic, genuine people that are interesting and have skills. But hello, would you be a Kardashian?
Well, yeah. I mean, they make
See,
millions
right,
of dollars.
right. So you're intrigued. Anyone who didn't grow up with millions of dollars is intrigued.
Right.
It's
Well, one of
just-
them's worth $1 billion now.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
youngest one.
Kendall or
Kendall.
Kylie or something.
Kylie, the one
Oh,
from
Kylie.
Makeup Line, yeah.
Yeah, she's worth $1 billion.
Well, and that's interesting how the young ones ended up like being way more successful than the older ones.
What happened
Right.
to Rob? The
Rob?
boy? Didn't he like leave the
He-
family or something?
I don't know. He
Quarantine
don't look good, I know
15
that.
too many times.
Yeah, he had like a quarantine 200.
Yeah.
Whoa,
He
Yeah.
gained a ton of
Well, I
weight.
mean, when you're dealing with your sisters,
Just
and you're
stress
like,
eating his ass off.
Well, and he's not bringing any talent. He doesn't have the
He's
looks.
not hot.
Yeah.
He's
okay?
not doesn't
I'm
have the
the
looks
sun.
like the sisters do. Doesn't really seem like he does much of anything other than eat Doritos. So
All right, back to me.
Okay,
I'm way
sorry,
more
back to
important.
Rachelle.
So, born in Council Bluffs, single mom. She worked at Pizza Hut. I had an 8-year-old brother. We were broke. So, we lived with my grandparents. And so, they were retired. So, they helped raise me. You know, they had a very important role in my early childhood. But they would take me to a place to volunteer called the Cupboard.
Uh-huh.
So, the Cupboard is a place you can get 6 items every 60 days that food stamps don't cover. So, like diapers, stuff you really, really need. But before we'd volunteer, they would take me to garage sales. So we'd get hats, mittens, gloves, stuffed animals. So my job as a child was to pack up the 6 items, and then when there was another child, I got to give them that gift.
Oh,
And it had such a profound impact on me because I created this experience for them, and you could just see the gratitude in their eyes. I know so many people from Westo, my husband's from Orange County, they've never had that gratitude in their life.
Sure.
yeah.
And I created this out of nothing. So for me, it's about creating this experience. And so my mission statement for my company is making them feel as appreciated as they are, because that's what
Very
it's
nice.
about.
Yeah.
And so I love being creative and thoughtful instead of spending a lot of money. So I have over 25 local vendors that do items for me. So you're supporting local. When you buy from me, a lot of times you're also buying from these other people, and we're spending money on yogurt pouches. We're not a billionaire at Walmart just
Right.
sucking for blood from your employees and your customers and everyone.
Right.
So I love to support local, but I've always been huge in giving back. So when I worked at ConAgra, I was head of the ConAgra Women's Network. They were very amazing at employee resource networks. They gave us like 10 hours a month. They paid us to volunteer. So we did backpacks for kids with food. They're all about food. But in the Women's Network, I had 8 women not underneath me, that collaborated with me.
Worked, yeah.
So there was the giving back community. And that was one of my favorites because I love to give back. But we did Brush Up Nebraska. We packed backpacks. And when people are sad, I'm like, you should just go do something for someone else.
Yeah,
It
I
really
agree.
just, the more I give, the happier I am.
I would agree with
You know,
that.
and so if you read the book Giftology, like he just gives stuff away and it comes back tenfold because people just want to be acknowledged, especially now because everyone's so not around people.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
they miss
yeah.
it. You know, you look at these
Depression's
nursing
all-time high.
homes. Yeah, it's awful. And so it's really just about being authentic and good and making people happy. Like I pinch myself still. I'm like, I get to do this every day. It's insane.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's your true passion and
Is
calling
giving.
for life.
Oh yeah. I mean, my ultimate goal would be like Skinny Girl.
A Kardashian.
Nope.
oh, Skinny Girl is,
She has
just-
margarita, Skinny Girl
Yeah.
Yeah,
margarita. She
yeah.
has food now, popcorn.
what is her name?
She was on
Real
Real Housewives,
Housewives
of
of
New
New
York
York,
or
yep.
something. Yeah. What's her name? I don't know.
God.
And she did a lot with Puerto Rico. But my ultimate goal would to be that, have a celebration company with all these departments, blow up, sell it, and be a full-time philanthropist and travel the world.
Ooh.
Yeah, who
Can
doesn't want to
I-
do that?
Do you have stock yet? I will buy in.
I am not a
sold.
public company. My goal for next year is to scale. So my first 2 years, I just wanted to try everything. So before Corona, we were doing cookie decorating classes. So our first class was at Nebraska Brewing Company, and we sold over 50 seats, sold out in 2 days. So think
Whoa.
of like paint your own paint. But what do you do with all those paintings?
Like the canvas painting?
yeah.
Yeah.
Pinot, whatever.
Yeah.
Pinot and palettes.
Yeah. Right.
But what do you do with all those pallets?
My
So
wife threw
cookies,
mine
you
away.
eat them or give them, you know, and it's about the experience. You get to hang out with your friends, do something cool, post it on social media.
Well, yeah, it didn't happen if you don't post it.
So I think that in itself could be its own franchise. So while I get all this pressure from people that say you're doing too many things good or okay instead of one thing really well, I'm like,
Right.
you don't know.
You don't know me.
You
I'm killing it.
You don't know me.
You don't know me, son.
And they're like, you're going to burn out. And I am. They're right. And I want people to tell me all the advice they can give me. I love learning from other people's mistakes so I don't have to make them.
Sure.
But at the same time, you need to listen to your instincts and say, see ya.
I got this.
I would be terrible in your cookie class.
Yeah.
I did that canvas painting thing, and it was laughable. And the whole time I was taking it serious. I'm like, all right, I'm going to have the best painting in here. And at first I was intimidated. I was like,
For you
how
to-
are we going to do this? But they really take you through the whole thing. And I'm just really focused. And we get to the end, and Annie walks around, my wife, and she's like, wow. And I was like, so do I just throw this away now or when we get home? And I went around the room. We had 20, 25 people in there. It was definitely the worst.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah.
There's not an artistic bone in either one of our
No.
I'm
bodies.
just glad
No.
you went.
So
Yeah.
I did throw it away. But
Well,
yeah, I went.
tell her about the time you boiled water. Just how terrible he is at anything home, like painting, cooking.
So this is 8th grade, man.
No, it is not.
Freshman. Oh,
this
no.
happened at your house.
Oh, that story. Oh, 'cause
What
there-
story are you
I
talking
was
about?
thinking the mac and cheese when I just tossed it off the deck because
I
I
don't know
forgot
about-
to drain the water. I didn't drain the water. I'm like, why is this mac and cheese so soupy?
Honey, you need to order a
So
pizza.
I was at mom and dad's house freshman year of high school, and I just chucked it off the deck. I didn't know what else to do with it. And mom's like, you could have put it in the trash. And I
Or
was like,
drain the water, then put it
yeah,
in the trash.
no, I wasn't thinking
No,
like
I'm
that.
talking about the time like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I was trying to create a romantic night for my wife. It was some anniversary or birthday. I don't quite remember. I blacked out. But so I'm like trying to make this recipe, and it calls for boiling water. And I put
Seems
water
simple enough.
in a glass measuring jar and put it on the stove.
And it exploded.
It exploded and went into my hand. And it was like right when I touched it too, it was like just the touch of my hand created more tension or maybe it's just perfect timing. And glass went right in my hand, and then went on the floor. Then it went in my foot, and I was about done with everything, cleaning up the blood and whatnot. I had Band-Aids on, and Annie she walks in, she's like, "What happened in here?" I'm like, "I'm never cooking again." So I try to push it off. I just can't do it.
Yeah, you're the worst. Yeah.
So that's where you've like saved me with gifts.
Well, and I love your choices because you go outside of the box where a lot of people are very standard. So Valentine's Day, we did a setup for your table. We did placemats and cute plates, and you got food from Hy-Vee, very romantic dinner. Where
So
most people were
all
like
that was a part of
flowers.
you, like the placemats.
I gave him everything.
Yeah.
Oh, and we did flowers for the
Yeah.
centerpiece.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
man.
So
I know where I'm
details
at.
by DiFonzo.
So, did you provide the edible undies that he told me about?
Yeah. Edible undies.
No comment.
No comment. I'll let she get no comment.
No. I would rather not say. No, thank you.
But I
That definitely
primarily,
didn't
so I
happen.
primarily do annual gift subscriptions, whether it's employee appreciation, client appreciation, husbands to wives, condolence, babies, you name it. I can do anything. So
But your big business is business to business, right?
business to business. So most people have an annual gift subscription. And what that means, there's no like annual fee. It just means you don't have to remember anything ever. You just have to tell me your budget, the dates, what you want, what you don't want. I'll come back with samples. Some people are not interested because it takes initial communication. They just want to order something off a website.
Right.
But where I've been so successful is because it is custom to the gift recipient, and it's strategic, and it is the Midwestern value that you can't get anywhere else. We do all local deliveries. I delivered cookies for a client from Omaha to Omaha. I think it was $12.
Wow.
Right? And they're cookies, they're light.
Right.
But people think shipping's free because I get 40-pound bags of dog food delivered my door for free from Amazon.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. It's
So most of what I do has been local, but next year my goal is scaling.
So-
Doing an e-commerce platform.
Yeah, I was going to say your website needs to have something where you can like browse, right? So you
Yeah.
can look at different gift options and
Yeah.
kind of.
But I didn't want to put the time and effort and money into something until I was confident that it would be successful.
sure. Yeah. That makes
'Cause,
sense.
yeah,
What
I like sleeping.
did you?
Yeah.
Do you think or maybe did you double your sales in 1 year or?
I have over doubled my sales.
Wow.
What's
I
Clifford?
cannot believe how successful I've been. It's incredible. So a lot of it is about my networking and connections. So that's so important, these relationships, because people are so happy with what I do and it's so successful and it makes them more successful. I have like a sales force of over 100 people in Omaha telling everyone. So I get
Sure.
1 to 2 new clients a week that just contact me. Social media has been huge. I've gotten a lot more consumer clients this year because they don't want to go anywhere. Their kids are at home full time all of a sudden, or they're sharing a car and they're like, I didn't know people did this. I delivered cold medicine to a client because he was under the weather and soup and he couldn't, he was just.
You could have delivered a lot of toilet paper back in March.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
You have to hook up on toilet paper. 'Cause
Rachelle, we are low. We got some wiping to do.
yeah. Gonna need you to fashion some toilet paper out of some linens.
In general, if you pay me, I'll do it.
Sure. Yeah.
But
It all comes at a cost. That's right.
it does, and so that's really what people are paying for is my time.
It's kind of like a concierge.
Concierge
Approach.
service.
What's the
absolutely.
toughest part about it? What's the toughest part about what you do? Is it the
geez.
time? I mean, because
It's
Time.
the
I would
time.
think any entrepreneur, I feel like, is like you never really truly leave work because you're the business.
Making decisions, it's only you. So at ConAgra, I had people that had 25 years of experience teaching me, analysts that were genius, that knew all this formula, and it's just me. My husband's like, well, do you think? I'm like, oh my God, stop.
I don't want your advice.
Clifford.
And he was the inspiration for my company because, oh my God, for Christmas, I wanted these sparkly slippers from J. Crew. I said, this is what I want. So Christmas, I'm so excited. I'm opening it. It was a scarf. I'm like, I have a newborn. She's going to get snot all over this. It's $40 for a scarf.
Right.
So I had to return the scarf, buy the slippers I wanted, and I'm lucky they even still had them. He's like, I didn't like them. So it's not about you,
This is about what I want.
right? And
Yeah.
that's so many people do that. They give gifts with their face on it or swag. When was the last time you saw an executive wearing swag with your name on it?
Well,
Never.
Never.
Brother Side Podcast hadn't been around forever.
We got
Like,
some swag coming. We got some coffee cups and some pins.
Yeah.
And swag is not bad.
No,
but
we need.
it's
It has its
not
place.
always
Yeah.
the best
It's a
etiquette.
gift. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
No, I
we're
mean-
talking like, throw it in a golf outing.
You like
bag.
the pins and stuff.
Yeah.
We just need a little more exposure outside
Right.
of social, and then coffee cups for our guests.
Yeah.
So
we're trying
we
to keep
don't
it.
have them yet, but when they get here, we'll be sure to hook
Maybe
you
you
up.
should get rocks glasses or pint glasses.
We thought about that, but
But-
I'm like,
Not everybody drinks,
Yeah.
for one.
yeah.
And
You can
coffee
get out of a
cups.
coffee cup.
Everybody drinks coffee, it feels like. So that was Alex's idea, which I hate giving him credit for anything. But
Coffee or tea or
he said, he's like, not everybody drinks alcohol, A, and B, like even when you drink alcohol, is it going to be in that glass necessarily? So your exposure to the people you give it to is even limited beyond that, but everybody drinks coffee.
Well, and I feel like it's
yeah.
just like they're at work. Like your pint glass isn't going to be at work, and if there's a chance that someone sees your coffee cup and it says the brother side at work, it can be a conversation piece. Like, oh, what's that shitty podcast? Like, oh, it's just two brothers.
How many tens of people listen to you
Yeah.
guys?
Well, and that's interesting because depending on my clients, some are very private, but some we do deliver to their work because we'll do something shareable that creates conversation, and then you talk about the person that sent it to you. So
Yeah.
there's many different ways to surprise and delight.
Do you hook up with Crystal Swenson? She does charcuterie boards.
I
think that
have
would be
not.
good.
I hooked up with her when she was working at.
Sounds dirty.
Hey, girl.
Oh, geez, yeah.
That's
We're in the
that's
midnight
stuck to the tape.
Oh,
That's
she's
stuck to the
like,
tape.
oh my gosh,
Crystal's like,
not aware
wait a
of
minute,
this.
how did I get thrown
Yeah.
into this?
No, I was just thinking of.
And her
gifts.
fiance is like, boing, boing, boing.
Yeah. Ba-da-ba-da-bow-bow.
Smooth jazz.
Oh,
Jazz.
jeez.
That-
Well, that's next on the list.
have you? That reminds me when we were in Benson. Side story, real quick. We were in
One
Benson.
tangent.
They have they have the sex store in Benson.
Yeah,
We
you
went-
can say it.
Yeah, we went in there. I got
Oh, jeez.
no, I got
the
the
double-sided
no.
sword.
no, I got the Borat. You know that bright green thing that he
Yeah.
wears?
No, you didn't.
They had one.
Where
The
are
wa-
you gonna wear that?
Probably never. It's gonna be underneath something I wear, and I'm just gonna
Rip it off.
surprise some. And it's blue. It's not green. But we went to check out, and the lady's like, "Huh, we've had these for a month, and nobody's bought one."
You
I'm
didn't
your
get a
man.
discount? Wasn't on clearance?
Yeah, it wasn't on clearance, and I saw it, and I'm like, I have to have that. We just walked in there because we're like, why not?
Yeah.
But
So
Why not walk into a sex shop?
well, we don't get to Benson a lot, so
Secret disclosure, I'm working on some very secret things.
erotic.
One
Boudoir?
of them is a dance mob. But what if at the end you pop out with your suit? You're just like,
I don't know that a mob would be the first place to like to show
Introduce
it.
that?
I don't want to introduce it in a mob setting. Maybe like a group of close friends.
Justin,
well, first
your
you
best bow
should
rack.
you should introduce your wife,
Yeah,
and then we'll talk.
give
yeah.
us your best.
You've met
bow
her
rack.
before, Erin Pearson.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Small Omaha. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's. I don't know where you network. You talked about networking. She's
do a lot,
Big
yeah.
in Center Sphere, so she's
She's the head honcho
Yeah.
almost.
president of Center
El
Sphere.
Presidente.
Yeah. So
Hey, give us your best bow rat.
Wawawila.
Do the. My name is Bow
My
Rat.
name is Borat. I'm not.
I didn't know he had a green suit. I think of It's
Yeah,
Always
was he
Sunny
like,
in
hey?
Philadelphia. He had
With
a
the green man?
suit,
Yeah.
right? The Green Man.
Borat, it's like a.
And there's Blue Man Group.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know
it's
enough
like
about
Look up
Borat.
Borat's green. It's like a thong with shoulder straps.
So is that what you're
Yeah,
thinking?
that's what I thought.
Shut up. We need a picture.
Yeah.
We
But it's
do.
blue.
Next
It's not
podcast,
because his is bright
You need
green.
to, at the end, just like,
Did you
Yeah.
try it
Jump on the
on
desk.
before you bought it?
Yeah, I
You
no,
did?
no, I tried it on when I got home just to see like what it looked like.
Yeah, gotta look
and
good.
it kept like falling off my shoulders. It was meant for like a person that was 6'2". I was like too short, so it kind of like was slipping off my shoulders.
you mean
Hey,
you don't
babe.
have diabetes?
I don't. No, but
Weird.
it was
weird. You're American.
yeah. Anyway,
Hey,
we went too deep into
We did. We did.
Tangent.
Yeah, that was a
Tangent.
tangent.
They'll learn. They'll learn.
Yeah.
So you told us you wanted to talk about some of your community work, right?
Big bros, big
Yeah.
sis.
Oh
Right.
yeah. So I talked about Conagra.
I know, we
Big
have to go
Brothers,
off the
Big
funny
Sisters.
side.
Because
Yeah.
Alex is a big brother.
No, I'm a
No,
teammate.
You're a teammate. I'm sorry.
Teammate. Yeah. So I've been a big for
I'm sure they're real proud
over
right
a
now.
year now. So my little, she's so fun, and they're a great program. I love giving back, and there's just so many kids that no one's on the same playing field. And so when I talk about how I want to be a full-time philanthropist, I want to start a foundation, it's going to be about children. My goal would to have every child start at the same playing field. You get the same education, you get clothing, you get food. There's so many kids that just
Don't have the opportunity.
they don't have any of that.
Yeah.
And I just watched a TED Talk on how it affects your brain and your adulthood, and it's devastating. My daughter's so spoiled. I grew up, I didn't have my own room. She has her own playroom. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. My kids are
But
also
that's
spoiled.
one of the reasons I fell in love with my husband, because he grew up having a lot of things that I didn't, but he didn't take advantage of that.
Sure.
And he works hard, Midwestern values.
Yeah.
Clifford. He sounds like a
Clifford.
gem.
You know, and Omaha's so segregated. So Susan Buffett, she's done a lot of work
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the same
She's
area.
coming on our podcast.
Amazing.
She doesn't know it yet.
She doesn't
Right,
know,
I know,
but we'll,
I know.
We'll reach out. We're,
Yeah.
I have a
we're
lot
tight.
of those. Yeah, I know.
Suze. We like to call her Suze.
Suze. We're on that. We're on that
Little
level.
Suze Buff.
Suze Buff.
Suze
What up,
Buff.
girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, Warren just turned 90, gangster.
Yeah. No, that's interesting because my wife is a special ed teacher, and I won't name the school, but they have that backpack program, and it's really sad to see how many kids are dependent on that every day for breakfast and lunch. And
That's
now with
what's been so
COVID,
hard with
they had to
COVID.
shut it down. I think they picked it back up late last spring, but
Yeah, it was like
right at the
April, May.
beginning, they had to shut it down for a few weeks until they could figure out the logistics of, all right, how are we going to get all these kids food again? And I mean, it's just, I want to take all these kids and adopt them and give them a chance, because I hear her stories at work, and I'm like, or from work, and I'm like, that kid has no shot. It's
They
going to be
don't.
really
They
hard
don't.
to come out of it.
I mean, there's people like me that grew up with nothing that say, no thanks. I will do everything it takes to be different. And there's people that just, you're so beaten down, you don't even have the drive. And so my grandparents, they had over 40 foster children throughout their lifetime. So that's another
Whoa.
thing I'm passionate about.
Wow.
So many foster children carry their few belongings in trash bags. Like, could there
Whoa.
be a worse metaphor?
Yeah.
You know, and so there is a nonprofit in Omaha that gives them backpacks, and it's just, it's not any of these kids' fault.
No.
You know, what you do when you're grown is your fault.
And they think, I mean, for them, it's probably fairly normal. Like, they just don't know
They're just
different.
And
It's sad.
the saying, you're a product of your environment, couldn't be any truer, in my opinion.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
nature and
Absolutely.
nurture. Seeing my
Absolutely.
husband, who was adopted, and oh my gosh, so he did 23andMe because he wanted to figure out where he's from because he was adopted. He didn't know. And then his birth mom reached out to him after 36 years.
No way.
Wow.
How intense.
How did that go?
But
They
same,
met. Yeah, I mean, did they, or
my
did they
hair.
meet?
No,
No. Oh,
no, she's out of state.
okay.
He was born in Philadelphia. But my
Born
hairdresser,
and raised.
same thing. She found out she had a brother that was born from a one-night stand, and her dad didn't know. The lady never told the dad, and now he has Alzheimer's, and all of a sudden they're meeting their brother in small-town Nebraska.
Whoa.
That is crazy.
So weird. Yeah. I'm
One-night
like,
stands.
not for me. Like, just, I don't even want to know.
Yeah.
So Rachelle, we got a little bit of time left here.
Oh,
We're
I
gonna.
don't think we're. I think we're about out of
we
time.
got
Yeah,
we
I
got
think
30
we're just-
seconds.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
What's one thing you would say to a former employer?
Thank you. Love you a long time.
Everybody-
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Blake said
the same thing. He said,
I've only
"Thank you."
had one bad boss. I've been so fortunate to have people that believed in me, supported me, didn't fire me when I should have been
Yeah.
fired.
Quit showing up hungover.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's another
We've all lived
podcast.
that.
Yeah.
We've all lived that. Yeah.
Well, thanks for having me. Details by DiFonzo. All things celebration. Make them feel as appreciated as they are.
Where can we find you? Facebook, Instagram,
Facebook, Instagram, Google.
Pinterest?
I don't do a lot on that.
No. Twitter?
No.
Okay. So Instagram, Facebook, Details by DiFonzo. Thanks, Rachelle, for coming on.
Thank you, Rachelle. It's
Yeah,
fun.
we had fun with you. Cheers.
And congratulations to
Yeah.
your baby.
Yes,
Yeah.
another
You're gonna be a
Pearson in this
dad.
Another
world.
Pearson.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're excited.
Lord help us all.
Kids are the best.
Yes, they are.
And the worst.
In the worst.
Yeah,
Well,
couldn't
this
agree
has
more.
been the Brother Side Podcast. I'm Alex.
I'm Justin.
Thanks, Rachelle.
Pew, pew, pew.
See you next time. See ya.